is being
This
found
channel
in
may
these
feature
lakes,
copyrighted video and audio content under the guidelines of fair use submitted by copyright sponsors for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All content and credit go to the original creators. No copyright infringement is intended.
We know, but it's getting so out of control.
Shout out to everybody in the building. How y'all doing today? We have a few new developments.
But it's getting so out of control. Thank you for tuning in to MTGV, True Crime TV. Y'all know what it is, man. Team Vibe, Miss V.
Please smack that thumbs
And
up,
make sure you
y'all.
hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you leave a comment, too. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all see the picture right here on my screen. I actually seen this yesterday in some comments. And today they're giving TMZ the credit for dropping this video, which this is not the video. This is something that I created off of what I seen yesterday, because the father had asked a question about where's the video of Nolan and this fight. And so people were in the comments dropping different things in there, and this was one of them. It was a video. As a matter of fact, I think I put the video here. But before I drop that, let me see who's in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. Shout out to Gretchen, first in the building. Shout out to my member in the building. Shout out to my BFF in the building. How you doing on this good day? Shout out to Big Rooster in the building. How you doing, fam? Long time no see. Yes, please get the likes up, y'all. Get the likes up. Shout out to everybody here. Drop down in the comments and make yourself known. Shout out to my member Thrive and Global Joe. How you doing, fam? Good to see you. Yes, and so yeah, and we gonna go over the audio that I didn't get to finish yesterday, but when I got this update, I'm like, yeah, let me come in a little bit earlier than what I was going to. So let me get to the video. This is the screenshots that I was able to grab from the video, and the girl looks very, you can't really tell who she is, obviously just like a blur, but she is blonde. Her hair was blonde. I don't think Katie's hair was blonde. I don't know who the guy is on the boat, but they're actually saying that that's Katie's father. Secret Service Sam had put out a video that I watched yesterday saying that the father was allegedly on the run or missing. I don't know about any of that, but he did put up a picture that showed that this guy, Katie's father, allegedly is a firefighter. And he had like a screenshot of a video of him talking about fireworks, just like a commercial type thing. So, and I don't know if he's retired or not, but I mean, it favored a guy. But, you know, I don't know until more information comes out about that. But let me get to the update first that I got, and then I will play the video. And the video, it went really fast. I actually slowed it down. But the new evidence, the new information, investigation is there's one significant new verified development since the last update. So a newly surfaced video has been turned over to investigators. Multiple news outlets report that the footage first obtained by TMZ may be among the last known videos of Nolan Wells before his disappearance. According to the reports, the video's metadata reportedly shows it was recorded at 2:23 p.m. Now, this would have been before his friends left. So it changed nothing there. It would be before his friends left. They claim they left at 3. But then we have they said 3 o'clock was the last time they seen Nolan, and 4:30 or 4:30 is when they left. So they still would have been there at 2:23. So the video's metadata reportedly shows it was recorded at 2:23 p.m. on July 4th. It appears to show a person resembling Nolan near a boat at Horn Island, wearing light blue swim trunks similar to those he wore that day. Me and BFF was talking about this last night. I definitely feel like that's Nolan, and I think that his parents would know him. Anybody who knows Nolan would know if that was him. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's him. You know what I'm saying? It looked just like it's him, okay? I don't believe in coinky dinks, but who is the female? And where did he go after that? Because he was seen by somebody at 4, allegedly. So it appears to show a person resembling Nolan near a boat at Horn Island wearing light blue swim trunks similar to those he wore. The individual who possessed the footage has provided it to law enforcement. So I'm happy to hear that people are continuing to come forward with footage that they first put on social media, because it got put on Facebook. Okay, and then it says authorities have not authenticated the video publicly or stated what investigative significance it has. At this stage, is evidence under review and not provided proof of what happened. And let me go in and see what the New York Post is saying about this also. If it want to pull up for me. Now, this article was written at 10:55 a.m. and I actually did a short of this update about 11:45 when I got the update. But I think pretty much it says a black man who appears to be Wells, 18, can be seen bending over on the back of an anchored boat, possibly to grab a drink. In a short video clip obtained by the outlet that shows revelers partying on Horn Island off the Mississippi coast the day that he vanished. The man in the video, whose face is not visible, appeared to be wearing similar light blue trunks. What do y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. So the person who snapped the video felt confident enough that it could be Wells, that he turned it over to investigators probing the college football player's death, the outlet reported. And then, as I already said, the metadata says that it was at 2:23 on the 4th of July, and he was last seen on the island around 3 o'clock talking to a girl, allegedly. But they said the girl was Katie. So GPS data from the boat arrived at the Poplar Island with his pal showing the vessel left around 4:30, which means the new video could be the last time Wells was seen filmed alive. It also says the Post has reached out to Wells' family, civil rights attorney Ben Crump, lawyer, for comments on the new footage. Wells' body was found in the water on July 6th, and police have said nothing points to foul play, at least yet, and they suspect Wells likely drowned. Yeah, whatever. We ain't buying it, or we are not buying it. And one thing for sure, his body was right where they said they last seen him at. Shout out to Thriving Global Joe. Thank you for the 100 jewels, fam. I appreciate that. That's good to hear, BFF. Yes, thank you so much. Shout out to Miss Barbara in the building. How y'all doing? Or how you doing? And then it says, not all snow bunnies are good bunnies. Shout out to you. Welcome in. Shout out to Gretchen. I see you dropping them good members emojis. If you are a member, hit that smiley face and drop those good members emojis. I love to see them in the chat. So, yeah, what do y'all think about this so far? Yes, definitely. Y'all subscribe to the channel if you have not. Quite a bit of y'all are not subscribed to my channel. Although y'all might tune in, just double check and make sure you still subscribe and all that good stuff. All right, let me play this video. I think I got in here.
Could this be Nolan Wells? And if so, who is the female with him? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think.
It went really quick, right? Let me play this one.
Today at 11:45, Nolan Wells investigation has a new development. And this development involves the video circulating with Nolan.
I just read. Yeah, I literally just read all that. That's why I clicked off of that one. And then you could see the pictures from that. I did a couple videos of his funeral if y'all didn't check it out. But always check out the shorts because I post quite often from the short shelf. And every single video that I have links to another video. All of my shorts have a play button on it that will take you to the full video of the short that you're watching. So yes, please check out the short shelf. It is more than just shorts on there. It leads to a video or a live stream. Okay, and then the guy, Brian Thrasher or Trasher, who was a big part of finding Nolan or out there searching for him. And actually, if you look, you might have seen like a helicopter kind of hoovering over the island. That was them in a helicopter when Nolan's body was first found out there. He said that his body didn't look like, it wasn't bloated, number one. And it should have been, right? If you've been in water for a couple days. It appears that he literally drowned right where he was found at. And one of the things I noticed when I was doing the GPS mapping thing, or we was going through that information, one of the charts that I had literally showed their path that they had to take. And it was literally right past there. So like I said, I mean, this is just what I thought from the beginning, because they didn't go back to the island, but then again, he could have been put on another boat and took back to the island, so it didn't have to be that boat. That's why I feel like every boat that went out there that day needs their GPS checked, phones, all that, because it wasn't just one boat. They came in a group, and we talked about that yesterday. But for him to be found in the exact same place, and they tried to put him where he would just get washed up, because that's the roughest part of it. Literally, I remember the Cajun Navy saying that they didn't think, and I think it was Brian in particular saying that they didn't believe that Nolan had went past that mark, because it's a lot of like cactuses, and it get rough around the water right there where he was at. But God, he didn't go away, wash up nowhere. He stayed right where he was at. Maybe he was caught on something that kept his body there. I don't know. But to me, it was by the grace of God that he was at the same spot that they literally called in talking about they was having issues. So somebody gonna have to explain that. And also, I feel like the Coast Guard's not showing up, or the big confusion about if they went out or not, that also needs to be explained a little bit deeper than what I'm hearing. You don't know the cause of death either. Nobody does. And I mean, they said drowning, and it wasn't no issue right off the top. But what difference do that make? We can see the evidence of what's going on, and we have a right to voice our opinion. So what's your point? Really? Shout out to Teresa. Welcome in, fam. Good evening to everybody coming in with some sense. You know what I mean? Like, don't come in here with that mess. You will be blocked. And we are streaming on both vertical and landscape. So let me put one of my phones over here, because I see where you at. Yeah, ain't nobody got time, BFF. Not at all. Like, so, let me see. I want to get into what Brian said, one of the search guys, right? So let me go to that right quick. I don't necessarily want to pull the video up though. Let me see. So me personally, I think that's a great development there. Hold on.
What can you tell me about the state and position?
What? No. What are we doing here? Oh, that'll be a problem. I'm all on the wrong phone.
What are the water conditions? Did he went missing or the day we...
So he asked him what were the water conditions on the day that they went out there. Hold on, because I want to make it sound a little bit better. A second.
From where you were. But they're like the day he went missing or the day we started searching? The day you started searching. They were pretty similar to, for most part of the day, they were pretty similar to the conditions on the 4th of July. They were fairly calm. There was strong currents, but not really big waves, not a lot of wind. It was very hot. Water temperatures were upper 70s, low 80s. Toward the late afternoon, a little...
Wait, hold on, y'all. Shout out to Baloo's Clues in the building. How you doing?
Front moved in from the west, and
wait, let me do something right quick. Okay, so what are y'all saying? Let me see what y'all saying. Please smack the thumbs up, y'all. Good afternoon, Miss V. I hope. Yes, Justin for Nolan. I hope all is well. Yes, I'm doing good. I am doing good. Anytime I'm live, it's a good day. Believe it. Y'all don't let these F over Nolan talking. The waves got him. Yeah, we ain't buying nothing about no waves. Somebody that was with him, I believe, did something. And I also said that I believe that it happened at the same time that they left. And this video it could have, because if this was at 2:23, I guess this was around the time they was asking them allegedly at 3 to leave. I don't believe it.
From where you were. But the day he went missing or the day we started searching? The day you started searching. They were pretty similar to, for most part of the day, they were pretty similar to the conditions on the 4th of July. They were fairly calm. There was strong currents, but not really big waves, not a lot of wind. It was very hot. Water temperatures were upper 70s, low 80s. Toward the late afternoon, a little front moved in from the west, and presumably it chopped up the Mississippi Sound at that point. But again, our guys aborted when they saw that weather coming. So that was probably like by 3 or 4 o'clock the afternoon of 5 July is when they had to abort that search. And then that night when I huddled with my team, that was when we made the decision that, putting out another boat on Monday, presumably with the weather clearing up, was really going to be futile because, at this point we're getting too far away from the last time we'd seen alive. So we needed to cover more ground quickly, and that's why they're using aircraft. You were involved when the body was eventually located and found. What can you tell me about the state and position?
Wait, hold on.
From where you were. But the day he went missing or the day we started searching? The day you started searching. They were pretty similar to, for most part of the day, they were pretty similar to the conditions on the 4th of July. They were fairly calm. There was strong currents, but not really big waves, not a lot of wind. It was very hot. Water temperatures were upper 70s, low 80s. Toward the late afternoon, a little front moved in from the west, and presumably it chopped up the Mississippi Sound at that point. But again, our guys aborted when they saw that weather coming. So that was probably like by 3 or 4 o'clock the afternoon of 5 July is when they had to abort that search. And then that night when I huddled with my team, that was when we made the decision that, putting out another boat on Monday, presumably with the weather clearing up, was really going to be futile because, at this point we're getting too far away from the last time we'd seen alive. So we needed to cover more ground quickly, and that's why we had to use an aircraft.
You were involved when the body was eventually located and found. What can you tell me about the state and position that the body was in that hasn't been reported?
Yeah, so again, just to put it into perspective, it was I'm told it was about 08:45 on 6 July when a park ranger on Horn Island discovered the body, called it in to law enforcement. We had myself and the gentleman who donated his plane that day out of Gulfport. We had been flying for about 2 hours at that point. We were making a track going from Horn Island over to Ship Island down to Chandelier Island, which is south of both of those islands, about another 30 miles. So we were coming back up north towards the northwest tip of Horn Island when we noticed there were boats in the center of the island where there's a lagoon, and then we saw some boats approaching the northwest tip. And then when we got closer, we noticed there were 2 boats already parked in tandem on the beach. And that was strange. It was a Monday morning. It was obvious they weren't fishing. So we descended and to about maybe 450 feet, 500 feet. And we could tell it was law enforcement boats, law enforcement personnel. So we descended maybe another 100 feet or so, circled around. And that's when I saw a law enforcement presence gathering on that northwest point. And then I noticed that there was what appeared to be a body right at the shoreline, laying face down on the sand.
The implication is that this body had washed up, unfortunately, on the shore.
That's what it looked like to me, yeah.
Did you see any visible injuries or anything that you can speak to at that distance?
No, from that height, right? So it's best I can do. The description matched Nolan Wells. It matched the area. It was the area where we were looking. So I had good reason to believe, even before I heard from the sheriff's office, that it was him. The swim trunks appeared to be similar color to what was reported. The one thing I'll say about the condition of the body, and again, I want to stress very, as much as I can, that I'm at 400, 450 feet in the air. So I did not have a good ground eye view look. But normally when a body's been floating, you'll see some bloating and whatnot. He wasn't in the water that long. Water temperature was high. He has a low body mass index, so both of those factors together. Normally we'll look for a body to pop up on about day 4, but we knew it was possible he could pop up as soon as day 2, and this was day 2. But again, the body, I'm trying to think of the most respectful way to say it. The body did not seem at that height to be disproportionate to the way it should look now.
Those are some key words. He said the body didn't appear to have any bloating, and it didn't look like it should look for a body that's been there that long, I guess. That's very interesting. Let's listen to that again.
To be disproportionate to the most respectful way to say it. The body did not seem at that height to be disproportionate to the way it should look. Now, I could not get a good look at his face. I could not get a good look of the front side of his body, which was.
Okay, so what he has in common, he only seen the back side of him, the back of his legs, his pants, and stuff like that. So y'all please smack the thumbs up at the sound of my voice. If you in here, whether you in the bushes or not, please smack that thumbs up, and also drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about what you're hearing. I definitely want to hear from y'all. So let me see. And also share this out if you will. Let me get over to this live stream. Yeah, shout out to everybody listening on the landscape and the vertical. Please smack that thumbs up, y'all. It's very important. Engagement, period, is very important, y'all. So I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to get that together. Let me come over here and see how many thumbs up I got, how many people in the building. I'm looking at 235 people in the building between the two channels is what I'm seeing. And 200 in this vertical stream. So please smack the thumbs up, y'all. I got 29 likes over there. Come on now. Hit the like button. Thank you for the people that are hitting the like button right now. If I could get a moderator over there right quick just to check on the chat. I'm still waiting for those likes to go up before we get started again.
Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. Thank you for so much. Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Join Sleuth Nation membership and please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe.
Oh, I see what happened yesterday. It didn't unmute me. So I got to watch that today. But I'm setting a goal. If y'all could find it in y'all budget to help sponsor the live stream and help us reach our goal, I will go back live again tomorrow. Let me set that up. And that is what we'll do to celebrate if I reach the goal. Let me see. Hopefully the reward money will get someone to speak up. Exactly. That was a nice thing that they did. And I did see that after I had got off. Let me finish this too.
Which was on the beach. I was really looking at the front side of his body, which was on the beach. I was really looking at his back of his legs, back of his arms, that kind of thing. And so that was my vantage point. And I just want to stress to everybody that that's not an ideal vantage point. It's just what I can see. And plus, I'm flying at like 90 knots, so I mean, I'm going pretty fast.
Very, very interesting. So, I mean, the one thing that he said a whole lot, but for him, his body not to be bloated, to me, that says something. So let me look at something concerning that. As a matter of fact, let me pull something up too. Please smack that thumbs up, y'all. I'm giving y'all time to do that, please, and thank you. Wait, what are we doing here? Okay. Give me 1 second, y'all, to pull something else up. What the what? Okay, so that's not what I want. Today at 11:45, Nolan Wells investigation has a new development. And this development involves the video circulating with Nolan in the blue shorts, and I'll attach it here. But it says, newly surfaced video has been turned over to investigators. Multiple outlets report that a previous unseen video, first obtained by TMZ, may be the last known footage of Nolan Wells alive, according to reports.
The video's metadata reportedly timestamped at 2:23 p.m. on July 4th, before Nolan was last seen reportedly at 3 p.m. It appears to show a person resembling Nolan on a boat near Horn Island wearing light blue swim trunks. The individual who possessed the video has provided it with the investigators for review. Authorities have not publicly authenticated the video or stated what, if any, impact it will have on the investigation. Now, it definitely should have a major impact on the investigation. So there's no new verified official developments regarding additional GPS data, new Coast Guard information. That's all we have for right now. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Today at 11:45, Nolan Wells investigation. Could this be Nolan Wells? And if so, who is the female with him? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Could this be Nolan Wells? And if so, who?
I wanted to go to this other interview that I seen Brian Trasher talking in, and it's not the main one that I wanted because I had ran across a video where he was very upset too. So it was him and the other guy that helped search. I think the one, I think his name is Josh, but I'm not sure. Let me just get into it.
So, having known that, I was not at all concerned about. And it's technically,
I think that's the Division II,
Southwest,
but with some aspirations and some potential of being a D1 athlete.
Yeah,
right.
Transfer up.
Yeah. And again, it's hearing these stories just about the kid, about Nolan. There was one story in particular that really said a lot about the person that he was. A good Samaritan, and really had a good heart. At one point in school, there was what I like to call an exceptional child with some learning disabilities, and Nolan had everybody in the class not raise their hand, so this kid could raise his hand and answer the question. Right, so it's just a feel-good thing, and it makes me.
Now the guy talking, even though I don't know his name right this second, but his name is Josh. Okay, so the host of the show is Brian Trasher, and Josh Gill is the guy that was actually contacted to help go look for Nolan. And one of the things that stuck out is that he was there as well, because they had the families going to like Mars Dock or whatever, right when they had found his body, and that's where they was gonna talk to them at. So I guess the sheriff was there, and probably the mom and dad and whoever. I know Jalen was there. It was other people there, Nolan's friends and stuff. And he said that the mother ran like 15 yards to him and just like collapsed in his arms or something like that.
Learn a lot about the person and then about the crowd he hangs out with. Right. Doesn't take away from the mission; it actually adds to the mission. So again,
as a matter of fact, let me switch something. He just said got a phone call from the mother. I'm about to switch the devices right quick, and hopefully y'all can still hear this. Let me know if y'all can hear this okay, because I'm not even looking at the comments right now. Like and share. Let's keep this alive until answers come. Okay, domesticated. Thank you. So welcome in to you. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Tay in the building. How you doing? And D bless. Folks don't know how to reveal the mask people be wearing. Okay. Okay. You have to pay attention. Okay, let me see. Wait, why did I hear? Okay, there we go.
So, again, got the phone call from the mother. We put. Okay. There was one story in particular that really said a lot about the person that he was. A good Samaritan, and really had a good heart. At one point in school, there was what I like to call an exceptional child with some learning disabilities, and Nolan had everybody in the class not raise their hand, so this kid could raise his hand and answer the question. Right, so it's just a feel-good thing, and it makes me learn a lot about the person and then about the crowd he hangs out with. Right, doesn't take away from the mission; it actually adds to the mission. So, again, got the phone call from the mother. We put action into play really, really quick. You were there.
Yeah, so
you were on the coast.
We'll just go with the timeline. Like, talk about the call on 4th of July. That was Saturday night. By Sunday morning, there was kind of no new news, and we had a couple of our Mississippi chapter volunteers reach out and say, hey, I got a boat, I got a drone. They went out there, they canvassed the island, they physically went on the island, flew the drone, ran a grid with their boat, put the drone up, looking in the water, looking over land. Even went to the center of the island where they had the lagoons and stuff. They sent me pictures saying, hey, look, there's cactus, there's thorny brush. There's no way he walked over here barefoot and fell in the lagoon.
And see, they put him right by the lagoon just for that reason, I believe. I just feel like I really don't know how or when he got there, but I had said that I think when they rode past that way, something happened and he ended up getting dumped off there. Like, they even said that not everybody hoops and holler when they drown, and sometimes you don't hear nothing. But it's just hard for me to believe that. But if you're on a whole nother side where nobody goes, then maybe it could have happened. But it's just a lot of unanswered questions and things like that. But they knew what they was doing to put him on that rough side, right? So let's go back to what he just said. Hold on. Because I find that interesting.
So, they spent the better part of the day out there, called it quits when the weather picked up, and that's when we huddled that night and decided, hey, it's time to go to the air. So we decided to put a bird up on Monday morning, July 6th.
So it was a donated bird, actually.
Yeah. Another volunteer part of the day out there, called it quits when the weather picked up. Even went to the center of the island where they had the lagoons and stuff. They sent me pictures saying, hey, look, there's cactus, there's thorny brush. There's no way he walked over here barefoot and fell in the lagoon.
How does that end up being the very place that they found him, though, y'all? How does that end up being the exact same place where he was last seen at? Like, make it make sense.
Even went to the center of the island where they had the lagoons and stuff. They sent me pictures saying, hey, look, there's cactus, there's thorny brush. There's no way he walked over here barefoot and fell in the lagoon. They spent the better part of the day out there, called it quits when the weather picked up, and that's when we huddled that night and decided, hey, it's time to go to the air. So we decided to put a bird up on Monday morning, July 6th.
So it was a donated bird, actually.
Yeah. Another volunteer reached out and said, hey, I got a plane in Gulfport, happy to go fly. I'm like, yep, he's speaking my language. So we met up at first light.
Wait, let's talk about this plane, because I was going to go too. And
Technum?
It said experimental aircraft.
So,
dude, I don't need that.
For those of you that don't know, experimental, the classification of experimental is either experimental or certified. Certified is the FAA designation that it's like a manufacturer that the FAA knows well, they know everything about the plane, but if you want to have worked on it, you have to have an A&P, an actual aircraft mechanic, and everything has to be logged. Experimental just means that you're allowed to work on it yourself. And a lot of times experimental planes, some people, like you hear about people buying a kit plane, putting together themselves, and then they can work. So the point is that like experimental doesn't mean like we don't know if this thing's going to fly or not. It just means that you can experiment with it. You can enhance it, all that. You don't have to log everything, get permission from the FAA. So having known that, I was not at all concerned about. And the Technum, the Technum 2008, and there's several models of the Technum. They just came out with a new 4-seater that looks pretty badass, but it's got a Rotax 912. Those engines go into a lot of newer planes. They're very fuel efficient. They run really well. I wasn't worried about it at all. And they cruise at about 130, 140 miles an hour. We weren't going that fast, but just,
right.
They didn't mean to turn this into a plane show, but anyway, so
you were starting to remind me of the guy who put a third of a tank of jet fuel in his little Kia and hit 135. Right, that's all the rage now on Facebook.
Right, yeah. Let those challenges keep happening.
Okay, and I was kind of looking up something when I was doing this too. So hold on, that's a little commercial we got. get past that.
Experimental doesn't mean like we don't know if this thing's going to fly or not. It just means that you can experiment with it. You can buy a kit plane. Experimental just means that you know everything about the plane, but if you want to have worked on it, you have to have an A&P, an actual aircraft mechanic, and everything has to be logged. Experimental just means that you're allowed to work on it yourself. And a lot of times experimental planes, some people, like you hear about people buying a kit plane, putting together themselves, and then they can work. So the point is that like experimental doesn't mean like we don't know if this thing's going to fly or not. It just means that you can experiment with it. You can enhance it, all that. You don't have to log everything, get permission from the FAA. So having known that, I was not at all concerned about. And the Technum, the Technum 2008, and there's several models of the Technum. They just came out with a new 4-seater that looks pretty badass, but it's got a Rotax 912. Those engines go into a lot of newer planes. They're very fuel efficient. They run really well. I wasn't worried about it at all. And they cruise at about 130, 140 miles an hour. No, we weren't going that fast, but just,
right.
They didn't mean to turn this into a plane show, but anyway, so
you were starting to remind me of the guy who put a third of a tank of jet fuel in his little Kia and hit 135. Right, that's all the rage now on Facebook.
Right, yeah. Let those challenges keep happening. Shrimp Boots, the official podcast of the United Cajun, spiced from Mark Ince, and this thanks to the folks that we go wheels up on. This is 6 July Monday morning. Wheels up about 6:30 a.m. Yeah. And we decided that we were going to fly south, got clearance on runway 14, so we're already facing that way toward Horn Island. We go over Horn Island, all the way south to Chandelier. We start, traversing back and forth over towards the northeast corner of Ship Island, and then we're looking at the northwest corner of Horn Island, which was the last place that Nolan was seen by an eyewitness. So we're flying for a couple hours, and we start making one of our tracks back north. I noticed a couple of boats on the beach that weren't there before. We descended. We started circling. We could see that there was and there was more boats coming in, like in a line, and they were obviously law enforcement boats or Coast Guard or whatever. They were official vessels, and they were starting to set up a command post on the beach, and we figured something was going on, something was found, and then I get the call from you, or the text from you that said, hey, they think they found them, and so we did an RTB, and then so I get back, kind of flip it back over to you. You're in Ocean Springs with Nolan's mom.
So I was at the boat.
From there.
So I was at the boat.
This is Monday mid-morning.
9 o'clock.
Yeah,
9:15 somewhere in there. So I got the call. Obviously, we were coordinating with the local law enforcement, Jackson County, Mississippi Sheriff's Office, and great to work with.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I got the call initially from Nolan's mother, as well as some of the families, that they felt that more could.
Let me see. Y'all please smack that thumbs up. Let me see how many thumbs up we got. Y'all, the thumbs up is very important, so I really need y'all to hit the like button. It's not hard. If you're on a vertical stream, double tap the screen to get to the thumbs up. And you can also hit the 3 dots upper right to hit the thumbs up. But let me see what y'all saying. Yes, thank you, BFF. Just in case y'all didn't know how to hit the thumbs up over there on the vertical stream. And also, shout out to the people tuning in on Landscape. Y'all, please get the thumbs up and let me know what y'all think. Baloo said, I didn't realize where you meant when you said there were only 29 something over there. I figured it out. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Oh, when I was saying, okay, yeah, probably the 2 live streams. Can I have you guys hit the thumbs up? Yes, please, and thank you. Please and thank you. And then Gretchen said, how did we see pictures with the girl on the boat with the guys, but then she left on a different boat? Who was driving the boat she left on? So according to a lady named Gracie, and some people saying it's her mother, some people saying it's not. I don't know who she is, but I do believe they had the same last name, so she's definitely a relative. That person said that she left on the boat. Somebody came and picked her up on the boat. I think she said her brother and sister came and picked her up. And so she was safe, the lady Gracie said. So, safe. What do you mean? What was going on? Like, Katie, and I talked about this yesterday. Katie, for the people that don't know, is the female that they putting it all on, saying that he left with or last seen with. I mean, and so Katie said no. He said that he was going to get on the boat with his friends, and then she went her way. But what I'm trying to figure out is who did Katie ride with, because Katie didn't ride back with the person she came with. And that's what makes me believe something really jumped off there to the point where Katie could not get on the boat that she came on. And so this is where I'm saying I don't believe in coinky things. We know that Tristan got into it with somebody and it just sounded like the same issue, you know? It was the same thing. His was about a girl. Allegedly some stranger butted in when he was arguing with his girl. Now why you on a trip arguing with your girl? Number one, I feel like he must have gotten his feelings about something. Could that have been about Nolan? Could he have been upset with Nolan to the point that Jalen said he had to hold him back and all of that? So I'm trying to find what the lady said, but I did talk about it yesterday. But here it is. It says, this is coming from a Gracie McCormack. Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came on. Another thing the mother said is that when the mother talked to Katie, and when she talked to Katie, she told the mother it was only like a high and by thing. It wasn't like that. Like they wasn't hanging out and all that. It was just high and by. But that's not what the mother was saying. So Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came out in. Katie made it home because she was on another boat and with different people. Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. So why did somebody have to leave home to go get her on the 4th of July? That let me know that fight was it was crazy. It was wild, and it broke up everything and made everybody want to leave, because we know that Anna C. Moore posted the video, and she said that video was posted taken at 4:01. So this all of this happened at the same time, around the same time. And they had just got out there at 11:14. I'm sure they wasn't planning on leaving that quickly after driving, an hour and something to get there. You drinking, having a good time. Why would you leave? They left because of the issues, I believe. And then it said she said Katie made it home because she was on another boat with different people. Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. Katie assumed the friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him. So they literally, according to Katie, was telling him to get on the boat. So she's saying they was telling him to get on the boat, and they're saying that he was with Katie. Make it make sense. Somebody lying. So then she said, me and my family have talked, called, and are sending up prayers to Nolan's family to bring Nolan home. Me and my family have talked, called, and are sending up prayers to bring Nolan home. So they in communication with the family. And we know the mother said that too. Then she said, we have given all answers we can give to mom and authorities. So they are cooperating with the cops. And so for what reason, again, would it be so bad that Katie couldn't ride back with the people she came with? That she had to call her mom to come and get her? They all lying, okay? Got to be. Maybe was trying to get on the boat. Maybe maybe Nolan was trying to get on the boat? I don't know, but that's what she's saying, and then they're saying something totally different. So it's just like, what is it? I believe that he was probably trying to get on the boat too, because why would he want to be left? And we ain't believing that he left without his phone and all that, unless he exited that boat quickly by getting thrown off somehow or whatever. It would have had to been something too quick that he couldn't grab his phone, because I'm not gonna believe that he just left it because he wanted to. Shout out to Thriving Glow and Joe with the 100 gems. Shout out to Deborah for the 6 gems, the makeup brush. Joe gave the high 5. Shout out to you. And then Jazzy, the gold coin. So thank y'all so much. I definitely appreciate that. Okay, so let me see. Did y'all get the likes up? We got a few more likes than we did before, because I'm telling y'all, it's so important. Like, if you don't like me or my channel, don't watch. If you can't hit the thumbs up, because it's so important. And it's really hard to go on with no thumbs up in this building, okay? Let me see. I don't know why it comes up like this. So I'm looking at 192 in the building right now. And thank y'all for getting a thumbs up over there. I definitely appreciate y'all. Okay. Let's go. Look like we got 166 thumbs up. Thank you. So continue to hit the thumbs up, y'all. We got 200 in the building.
But after the island was clear, there was really no use for a seaplane.
Right.
Just ground. Our seaplanes were on saying, hey, we want everything out there. And
right.
Obviously we do that. That first day, that Sunday, we had 4 boats, 2 drones, multiple people on the ground. Our seaplanes were on standby as well. But after the island was clear, there was really no use for a seaplane.
Right.
Just based on a float plane, we'll call it, right? So yeah, I get the call from the sheriff's department, and I'm almost to the Lake Mars boat launch, where the ICP was, and I found out before the mother. They called
ICP, Incident Command Post,
right? The sheriff.
Everybody knows Iraqi, and RTB
right.
means return to base. By the way, I
right.
said that earlier.
We need an acronym, Joe. You put a buck in every time you use it.
Yeah.
So I get the phone call from the sheriff. Then the mother calls me. Immediately after, sheriff calls me. He calls the mom. Mom calls me. And I asked her. She was obviously got the news.
Yeah.
I asked her where she was. She was about 10 minutes out. So I'm at the ICP right there at the boat launch. Literally just starting to meditate for a minute, right? Because I knew what was coming. Mother and father get there. And this is one of those stories that'll get you. Car pulls up. I see them coming. They're white Volkswagen, whatever.
Yeah. And
mom gets out and runs to me. I mean, literally runs to me 15 yards, gives me the biggest hug ever, in tears, and collapses in my arms. It's one of those moments I won't forget. And it's a driving moment, right? From there, we literally sat on the ground, Brian. It was interesting. They offered the command post, the command vehicle for us to go sit in the air conditioning, and I'm on the ground, she's on the ground, she's crying. I got my arm around her. Nolan's father was there, and it was just one of those surreal moments where.
Sure.
Wow. So what do y'all think about what he's saying? And I had that totally wrong. We got 72 likes. Man, if y'all don't get the likes up, I don't know what the heck. I was looking at the number of people. Can y'all please make the thumbs up match the people that's watching? And it's 193 right now in the vertical stream, because I'm literally watching over there. So if y'all could get us to 193 thumbs up, and thank you to everybody that is hitting the thumbs up, y'all. But shout out to Shandy Hayes for the 200 gems, the flow state. Thank you, fam. I definitely appreciate your support. Don't just be a brick in the wall, okay? Not in, and why are you here? Okay? Exactly. What are we doing? It's not that hard. It's free. That's why I got a lot of ops in here. That's what it's telling me. Time to arrest all those good old boys. Okay, auntie? Facts. Betty Davis, welcome in. Please smack that thumbs up, ma'am. Thank you for tuning in. So, thank you for your thumbs up, 6. I know people forget, but, it's just a bit much right here. A bit much. And thank you for the people also hitting the emojis on the side. And shout out to Sandy Hayes for being the top fan over there. So the way that you get top fan is by commenting. You can send a gift, just engage, things like hit the thumbs up. You can get higher on the board. But definitely, if you send a gift, a jewel, a super chat sticker, or anything like that, your your numbers will go up on the leadership board. And in order to see it, you just hit the crown to see where you rank. But shout out to everybody in the building. We're going to keep going, but I'm going to be ending soon. I'm not going to do the other live I was going to do.
We're all saying a prayer, and we know that that's the beginning of some really hard times.
The worst day. Meet people in their worst day.
Absolutely. So a lot of times people ask me how I do it, right? Or how we do it as a team when we find cadavers or people who are unalived. That doesn't bother me. Those moments where it's the family.
The people that are still alive. That's what gets me. Yeah.
So the bodies that he find don't bother him, but just facing a family, dude, that's major. I mean, I'm glad we have all kind of different people that can go out and search. But this again, the mother of Warren's mother, the judge or whatever, this is how I found them. I was on her page, and this is the only people that she shared through it all. And so I wondered if she was the one that reached out to them, and I had already said that.
I see them come in, they're white Volkswagen, whatever.
Yeah.
And mom gets out and runs to me. I mean, literally runs to me 15 yards, gives me the biggest hug ever, in tears, and collapses in my arms. It's one of those moments I won't forget, and it's a driving moment, right? From there, we literally sat on the ground, Brian. It was interesting. They offered the command post, the command vehicle for us to go sit in the air conditioning. And
I don't know what you mean by that. I'm streaming from YouTube. And welcome in from Australia.
She's crying. I got my arm around her. Nolan's father was there. And it was just one of those surreal moments where, we're all saying a prayer, and we know that that's the beginning of some really hard times.
The worst day. Meet people in their worst day.
Absolutely. So a lot of times people ask me how I do it, right? Or how we do it as a team when we find cadavers or people who are unalived. That doesn't bother me. Those moments where it's the family.
The people that are still alive.
That's what gets me.
Yeah.
So from there, Sheriff's Department, the people were starting to gather, right? People were gathering up. They were letting them through. Family, large family, great people. So they actually moved his remains to another location, so they could offload and get him where he needed to go.
Did they helicopter him out, or did they put him on a boat? Because when I got back to Gulfport Airport, I saw the medevac.
No, they didn't see him on the island because they had them go to a different dock area or whatever when they found the body, and this was I think this was the same day that the father went out there. But they wasn't out there literally when they found him, where they could see him and all of that.
Spinning up, and I thought maybe could have been going on a routine call for the hospital, but I thought maybe they were going out to the island. I didn't watch them depart, so I don't know what
I have no clue, because we ended up going to I went to the coroner's office.
Yeah.
The mother asked me to be a part of that, and I've been with the family throughout a lot of the steps,
right.
Which it makes me feel good. Great people, but they have got a path ahead of them.
They do. And speaking of that, so you have the whole, he's missing. Okay, now we know for a fact that he did not survive. We do have his remains, though. But now we start getting into the controversial moment.
My God.
The story is...
Thank you, Handspick, for the 10 thumbs up, Jules. I definitely appreciate that. Let me make sure I got everybody. Okay, I did. I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Much appreciated.
As we've been told, it's been repeated a lot now in the media that Nolan went out to Horn Island on a boat with some of his longtime friends. They get out there around 3 o'clock. The operator of the boat notices that it's taken on water. The build's not working. He wants to take the boat back to the boat launch. They decide to pack up and leave. Nolan is talking to some other friends at that point, says, no, I'm good. I'm going to hang back and I'll catch a ride with somebody else. His friends leave shortly after that, presumably. There's another report that another friend of his saw Nolan closer to 4 o'clock still on the island.
See, now I knew that I had remember hearing that, and I think it was Jalen that said it, that he seen him around that time. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so D Bless says, so the dad went on the island and he didn't see him, but they went out, and I don't know what you're saying there, but then they saw him. Yeah, that's what he's saying. But that's what the father, that's his whole argument. He was like, why didn't they see him when they were out there before? Like, why didn't they see him on the 5th? Why didn't he wash up on the 5th or whatever? It don't sound like it was water in his lungs. You know what I'm saying? Because if he drowned, there should be water in his lungs, and it shouldn't be no issue with them releasing the autopsy. You would just say that, okay? I mean, apparently he was intact. According to this guy, he could see the back of him or whatever, but he said he was 450 feet in the air. But he could see, I mean, 450 feet ain't that far. So he could see what he could see. He could have got lower to see even more, but he didn't see the front of him. And I'm still not sure that the family seen him. And why was his casket closed and all that? Unless it was something seriously wrong with him. It's like seeing all those flowers on top of that casket, it made me think, is he even in there? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Was he in there? Do y'all believe that his body was in there? He didn't beat himself to death. Okay, he didn't. Absolutely. But was his face messed up? Did the family actually see him? That's a question that I would love for them to answer. Let us know what y'all saw, you know? But for them to have a closed casket, that tells me that he was unrecognizable. Why else would anybody not want to see their loved one for the last time?
Talking to a different group of friends, didn't hear anything. I haven't heard any credible eyewitnesses who saw him. There's another report that another friend of his saw Nolan closer to 4 o'clock, still on the island, talking to a different group of friends. Didn't hear anything. I haven't heard any credible eyewitnesses who saw him after that. But that puts him on the island, presumably after his original friend group left. So now we have the gap of from then, about 4 o'clock on July 4th, to when he went in the water, which we don't know.
Now, that's another thing that he might have been on one particular boat, but it was multiple boats out there. They all left together, according to Trace. Like it was a group of them. So I just would love to know how many boats was it, because it was a bunch of high school, freshly graduated high school teenagers out there with no adult supervision, drinking. That should be a problem. Somebody need to be in trouble for that.
Original friend group left. So now we have the gap of from then, about 4 o'clock on July 4th, to when he went in the water, which we don't know. I'm assuming that was before dark, before all the boats left, and he did not make it back out of the water alive. So now you have the beast of the social media.
Oh my God!
Of people, clickbaiters, and
now see, this the part that gets me when you hear people talking like this, because there's no way that you can't relate to it. Maybe they don't want to believe it because they know the people or whatever, but everybody is suspect. But let them go on and say what they gonna say, because they getting into the clickbait and all this. Let's see how they really feel about the situation.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
People, clickbaiters and rage baiters, going out there and making up all kind of stories, and now you have these kids who are long-time friends of Nolan's who are getting death threats. It's compounding their already shock and grief over the loss of their friend. Probably feeling partially responsible, if not, just guilty anyway. Just like,
are they shocked and grief? Like, I mean, let's not act like we don't know what their behavior was. The guy called the mother and told her that he was missing. Told her, don't worry about it, they'll find him and all this, but never mentioned that he had his phone. Then when they go to get the phone, they in there watching TV, a bunch of them, and the police had to be called. I believe they called the police. I think the police got more than one call. They did, because we was reading it. They got more than one call. If y'all didn't check out my live stream yesterday when we talked about this, and along with dispatch audio, so check that video out. They talked to them. They came out there several times, and somebody called saying that the group that was there earlier was harassing the people that was on the boat. Okay, so these people are not hurt. They don't give a damn. Okay, so I don't know who he's describing right here, but let's listen.
Oh my God!
People, clickbaiters and rage baiters, going out there and making up all kind of stories, and now you have these kids who are longtime friends of Nolan's who are getting death threats.
Absolutely.
It's compounding their already shock and grief over the loss of their friend. Probably feeling partially responsible, if not, just guilty anyway. Just like, man.
If you talking about this guy, yeah, he was there. He was the one flying the plane over everything. After they had found him, he was going out to search, but they had already found him by the time he got out there. And this is Brian Trasher talking. He seen it. He was out there.
I should have just made him get in the damn boat. Say, man, we came here together. We're leaving together. It's bro code. And I'm not blaming the kids. I'm saying, like, I mean, if you're.
So I just wonder if the family said anything about that conversation ever happening. Oh, I just regret not making them get on the boat. I didn't hear the mom say a damn thing about that at all. So, I mean, it's like when people are talking, they're leaning more towards the young kids that was there and all that, but they was full on adults out there doing adult stuff, and they left without somebody and then didn't bother to call the mother until 11 o'clock at night. If they didn't see him since 3, he wasn't okay last time they seen him, right? I'm going to just assume that he wasn't okay, right? And then they do not call the mother and say anything until 11. I still want to know what prompted them to call her at 11. What made them call? What made them get alerted all of a sudden? Do anybody know that? Because make it make sense. And then telling them that Katie was missing too.
Oh my God!
People, clickbaiters and rage baiters, going out there and making up all kind of stories, and now you have these kids who are longtime friends of Nolan's who are getting death threats. It's compounding their already shock and grief over the loss of their friend. Probably feeling partially responsible, if not, just guilty anyway. Just like, man, I should have just made him get in the damn boat. Say, man, we came here together. We're leaving together. It's bro code. And I'm not blaming the kids. I'm saying, like, I mean, especially if you're nervous about a boat taking on water, you're like, look, we got to go. You're a grown man. I can't make you come, but like, we're leaving. You got to make sure you get your way back. So that, and again, I'm not trying to make up facts or scenarios here. This is what we've been told so far. It's going to be thoroughly investigated. There's a lot of eyeballs on this. The story will come out. Hopefully some more consistent story.
Well, one thing for sure, too, for certain, people that act suspicious should be treated as suspects. They should have been taken down for questioning that night. With having all of his property on them, they should have been questioned. They should have been in an interrogation room. They should have had pictures of their body to make sure it wasn't no scratches or whatever. Or if it was any bruises, they should have been taken. They should have been taking drug tests and all of that to see what they had in their system from that night. Because sometimes people do harsh things that disappear really quickly. If you not, it just wasn't handled properly. All we hear is kids. No, these are college students. They're not babies. They teenagers, but they gonna be kids or adults, because they was kids doing adult stuff, and nobody seemed to have a problem with them going out there on the water with a group of dang on kids, like everything was gonna be okay. I feel like whoever, if the person wasn't of age driving that boat, then his parents should be in trouble. Something need to go down. Something need to happen. First of all, a full investigation. And Cass said nobody is talking about the call about the boat needing to be towed being canceled. I hadn't heard about it being canceled because I read the GPS timeline, and they did get towed 2.7 or 2.5 to 3 miles away, and they was gone for a minute, came back and put the boat back in the water and went to Fort Bayou or something like that. And then it got on a tow truck and went home, or went to the original area that they docked from, which was somebody's $1 million home. So, an alleged female doctor. So I don't know whose parent that was, if it was one of their parents, but these people they're well established and they know people. They got connections. Like I said, they even saying Katie's dad was a fire chief or fire something. Exactly who did provide alcohol. Exactly. And they literally had seltzer drinks because one of them had it all going down his face, all down his body because he had why they was trying to take a picture. Yeah, 18 and not drinking age. Wasn't nobody 21, I don't believe. You know, it looked like it was some older people there too. But let me show y'all something because I think I had mentioned this yesterday because y'all know that they were saying that they had a pool party that night. And people were saying, oh, that's not true. They lying, this, that, and the third. And I have mentioned that one of the guys had USA shaved in his chest. This guy here. It say USA, and he a grown ass man. Like that hairline don't look like a teenager, okay? So I don't know who this grown ass man is in the water with all them kids, teenagers, but he got USA in his chest. So I'm gonna say that I believe that this picture was taken possibly the 4th of July, because the person that did the screenshots, I actually showed it. And it was from a week ago, which it would have been a week ago when this person was in there. And then it later got deleted. But if this was, I think they trying to say it was June 26 or June 27. Why would he put USA on his chest in June? Just so happened it's the 4th of July where people are celebrating 250 years of the USA, right? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Do y'all see that? I'll tell you if it's an original pic or not. It's original. I believe it because I seen the person screenshotting this person's page and it literally was in his thread. So this person deleted everything from their page but forgot to go to threads and delete this, and people caught it. So who is putting USA on their chest in June? I don't know. And then with his body not being bloated and stuff, but I'm a look into that too. Let's get through this. Oh, let me see something else. Y'all, please smack the thumbs up for the people coming into the building still here. Double tap the screen and smack that thumbs up, please, and thank you. Let me get Gina up out of here because I don't know who the hell. Wait, let me see if it's a Betty Boop in here. Because if you calling me Betty Boop, you got to go. Okay, it is a Betty Boop. All right. So how are we going to let the criminal investigate themselves? Exactly, Betty Boop. That's the problem. That's what Ben Crump them is in there for. He definitely looks suspicious. Okay. Man, what? Okay, somebody had. Yeah, bye, Gina. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. I already blocked Gina. Okay, well, yeah, we ain't dealing with no disrespectful people in this chat because it's unnecessary. We ain't bothering nobody. We talking about stuff that make a whole lot of damn sense over here. We don't make nothing up over here. We looking at evidence, and these people that he was with, the stuff they did, don't read that they felt bad, they was remorseful or nothing. When you come up out of your room, hair all over your head, you sleep, passed out, it's a bunch of people in the house. It sound like a party. It sound like they had a pool party afterwards. It do. Like, what was the point of the whole group going, a big group of people going over there if they wasn't doing nothing after that?
Stories will come out that'll make a little more sense than the ones we've, which we don't know. I'm assuming that was before dark, before all the boats left, and he did. The original friend group left, so now we have the gap of from then about 4:00 on July 4th to when he went in the water, which we don't know. I'm assuming that was before dark, before all the boats left, and he did not make it back out of the water alive. So now you have the beast of the social media.
Oh my God!
Of people, clickbaiters and rage baiters, going out there and making up all kind of stories. And now you have these kids who are longtime friends of Nolan's who are getting death threats. It's compounding they're already shock and grief over the loss of their friend.
They don't give it.
Probably feeling partially responsible, if not, just guilty anyway. Just like, man, I should have just made him get in the damn boat. So, man, we came here together. We're leaving together. It's bro code. And I'm not blaming the kids. I'm saying, especially if you're nervous about a boat taking on water,
you don't even want to blame them for thinking like that.
Look, we got to go. You're a grown man. I can't make you come, but we're leaving.
He a grown man, but they kids. Okay.
Make sure you get your way back. So that, and again, I'm not trying to make up facts or scenarios here. This is what we've been told so far. It's going to be thoroughly investigated. There's a lot of eyeballs on this. The story will come out. Hopefully, some more consistent stories will come out that'll make a little more sense than the ones we've heard.
I've heard so much, and I'm gonna put it like this.
Yeah,
I've heard so much bullshit.
Yeah, there is a lot of bullshit out there.
Let me put it like this. Number one, to the people out there that are calling me a racist, I'm the farthest thing from a racist. Number one, I spent 18, 19 days walking the streets of North Baton Rouge looking for Jadarius Manyweather in what they call the worst part of Baton Rouge. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a part of that family. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Farthest thing from a racist. So if anybody out there wants to call me the face for racism, on Facebook, get up from behind that keyboard and come say it to my face, because I'm fed up with that shit.
If you want to donate to the United Kids Navy, you can use Visa, MasterCard, American Express to cover, but we don't take the race card, unfortunately. So.
See, I really don't like the race card thing either, because it's not a race card. It's a real freaking thing going on, that is injustices going on with black folks, and it's not being addressed properly. Look at Child. It's just so many. I'm not even about to go through all of it. It's just so many injustices, but when you can't see it, I have to side-eye you. Like, what? It ain't equal justice when it comes down to these cases and the outcome. Ain't no way Child should have got out. Firing on a kid for nothing. Ultimately, that boy had nothing in his bag. He had nothing. He had put whatever bag that he did have, water. Yeah, I would have ran too if people chasing me with weapons. That's just unjust. And it's so many countless times, and it just don't stop. But the race card, I don't like when people say that shit, because it's a real thing. But if you not living it, so you don't feel it like that. But if you a searcher, then you see it. You see it. These people are connected to the cops big time. I always wonder, how do a person just, because this ain't no different than starting a YouTube channel, And then how do they get linked to the cops like that? How do they get so connected with the cops where they're literally working with them? They're literally the ones finding these people for the same people that's undetermined autopsies, SUI. Oh, they did it to themselves. Yeah. Come on, man. It's so easy to get a fix in when everybody is investigating themselves. They the ones looking, they the ones arresting, they everywhere. You know what I'm saying? In it. It's just a lot of unjust going on here, man. And I'm trying to figure out, how are they feeling bad for these people that left him and didn't do things properly? Maybe they don't know about the mother's story. Who don't know? But anyway, let them keep talking.
Exactly.
But, I would say we're not racist. We stereotype. It's a lot more efficient. So we can be judgmental. Ain't no doubt about it. But that's human nature.
So here's my thing:
but racist ain't it.
That card's being played out there, right?
Yeah, and it's being played by people looking for likes and clicks, right? Trying to get
the family. Number one, they don't need it. Family doesn't need it. They've turned social media off. Good for them.
No, they didn't.
And we've discussed it. And
they on social media every single day. If he talking about Nolan's mom,
she doesn't need it. The family doesn't need it.
Well, and then of course now the family has retained Ben Crump, who's a well-known civil rights lawyer, and say what you want about him or the fact that they retained him. But what I will say about Crump is that whatever case he's affiliated with, gets a lot of attention, and I believe this case should keep continuing a lot of attention. There's still answers that family deserves, so I'm not begrudging of that. But one thing I will say that the statements that the family has put out, I think, have met the moment as far as the public and the community is concerned. Like, let's wait. And I thought the statement the local NAACP put out over there was very responsible, saying, we're watching. We have eyeballs. We all know what our job is. We're watching this. We're not letting it go, but let's wait for the facts to come out. Let's not jump to conclusions, start accusing people of stuff. Thought it was a good job by them to not fan the flames. And so
I spoke to the mother today.
Yeah. Okay.
On her way to DC.
We're recording this on July. What's today? Thursday, July the 9th.
The 9th.
Yeah.
So I spoke to Mama today, and I speak to her every day.
Yeah.
Just to touch base with her. I've got 3 calls, and I'm
got to work on that racism.
Right.
Yours. Yeah.
Well, so I have 3 calls I make every day, right? Chadarius's mom, Aquarius, whose son is still in the landfill.
Right.
So a month later, we'll get into that one in the next show. I've got Miss Christine, whose son just passed away.
Right.
And then I've got another parent. I don't want to discuss it. I call it just to check on them to see how they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not a racist, but anyway, so that bullshit that's coming out, and look, again, it's rage baiters, race baiters, whatever you want to call it. Color, creed, sexual preference, religion, political party, I don't care. We don't care. We're going to look for whoever needs to be found, right?
Right.
So some of the stories that I've heard, let's talk about some of this.
Well, it's a good time to point out that United Cajun Navy is an organization. We don't make anybody fill out an application in order to get rescued or to get help. We don't have any box checking. If you know how to use the internet or a phone, you can find us, and if we can help, we will.
Absolutely. Some of the rumors that are out there, there was an altercation. 18-year-old boys, a bunch of boys drinking. Okay, there might be an altercation. Nobody died. Nobody got shot right there.
Right.
At this altercation, this fight, because there were some videos of some people chirping.
Right.
I don't think Nolan was involved with that from the videos
I
I've
was
seen.
told that it didn't have anything to do with him or the group he was with. He was just in the vicinity of it.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. I believe it had everything to do with Nolan, because Nolan ended up being the one that took everything from that. He the only one that's not here, and so, and I mean, just, it's like they are not even speaking on the suspicious activity that these people did. That's what really blows me away. Like, you're not even talking about what they did. Only thing they can do is protect these people. But their behavior was very shady, suspicious, and criminal. Because this man, this 19-year-old, or 18, I'm sorry, he 18 years old, he did not have his phone, he did not have his car keys, and they was looking for his wallet, which I don't think they ever found. I don't think they found his wallet, or did they? Because I caught the father talking about the wallet when he was saying the police was called. And they have his stuff, and they didn't tell the mother that they had his stuff. Make it make sense, please.
And again, he had an affinity to try to break up fights. Yeah. So if he was in it, he was probably trying to tell people to calm down.
Hey, chill out. Y'all go your own ways.
Right. Exactly. And we know that Trayston, which is right here in the F. Joe Biden shirt, said that he got into it with a strange man who was trying to stop him from arguing with his girlfriend, basically. But why are you arguing with your girlfriend? Could your girlfriend have been, maybe Nolan looked at her, or she looked at Nolan and you got jealous, all in your feelings? I mean, I definitely feel like all the answers is with their friends, definitely. They were there. They need the answer to that. But they ducked and hid, and like they said, once the police came, they locked them doors up and never came back out. So yeah, of course I would assume that they wouldn't be at the funeral after doing all that. Like, you would have to have a lot of balls to go to a funeral after calling the police on your friend's parents, who only want answers to know where he's at. Why did that bother anybody? That's suspicious, don't you think?
And he got lost on the island. that he went swimming trying to reach a boat, that there was a boat. I mean, so much stuff. And then you get into the truly hateful things that, hey, there's some stuff. There was a rumor once or twice that I heard he got on the boat and they pushed him off the boat and they hit him in there. Bullshit. They need to stop that.
Right. Now I get that, making up stuff that ain't true. I definitely get that, because it only make it more complicated. It don't help anybody, especially Nolan and his parents, in finding him. So saying all the wild stuff, I get it. I heard some of it. It was some medium saying some stuff. And if you go back and listen, they probably got one or two things right. And they might have it all right. They had a closed casket for somebody that allegedly drowned, whose body wasn't even bloated. So why did they have a closed casket if nothing was wrong?
The family doesn't need it. The community doesn't need it. And I'm going to say this. Us as Americans don't need it, because it's nationwide. Yeah. And there's death threats that are going out. There's just some hate speech that's going out.
Yeah, and it's going out against Nolan's parents. Somebody knocked on his sister's window or something. Somebody sent something allegedly to her. I forgot what it was, but I think she even spoke on it, right? Yeah, some stuttering going on. Let him talk.
Need it because it's nationwide. Yeah. And there's death threats that are going out. There's just some hate speech that's going out. And it's from both sides. It's not just black towards white. It's white towards black. I mean, there's some retaliatory comments, and we need to stop it. Right? Period. Point blank. Stop it. I'm hoping that Trump stops it. I'm hoping that Trump stops it. We just need to all get along, right? I mean, that's the thing.
I blame Team USA for getting knocked out by Belgium of the World Cup, because now we don't have anything to focus on. We got still like another month and a half before college football starts.
Should we go after the Belgianese? Is that what they're called? Bulgarians?
I heard that Belgium might have. Hey guys, have you ever wanted to know where you can follow the United Cajun Navy? Well, it's simple. You go to our website,
There's some dirty, rotten sons of bitches out there who try and profiteer off of this.
Right.
And we've seen multiple GoFundMes that are so close. So the mother's best friend, and we talked about this with the mom.
Hopefully people can kind of keep their powder dry. Listen, that was sort of like the second... really helps us grow the show. And that was sort of like the second part to come out of this story, was the after story. And hopefully people can kind of keep their powder.
So for the people that's just coming in, these are the people that came out and helped search for Nolan. They wasn't the ones that found him. Some park rangers end up finding him. But again, like right now, I'm on the judge's page, Ashley Cole, and she was the one that posted this. Because on July 5th, she posted this. Now, this is one of the guys talking, which is Josh. Hold on. The one that said that Christine ran to him. Wait, I can't hear this. Hold on.
Going out towards Horn Island, I need you to keep your eyes out for 8.
Yep, this the only flyer, the only thing she shared. The judge shared this, so she know these guys. I'm trying to get it to start over. Why is it starting like in the middle? Like what? So annoying. Now I lost my spot. It's like it started while he was already talking. Yeah, I'm not trying to get to that one. So again, she shared it July 5th. She cut all the comments off on her page, period. I guess once she brought it back up.
180 pounds, was last seen on that north end of Horn Island. Guys, he hasn't been found. Okay? He was last talking to a girl on that north end. He went out to Horn Island with some buddies yesterday out on a boat. He's not been heard from in close to 24 hours. So guys, if you're out there fishing, if you're out there, jet skiing, doing whatever you guys are doing, keep your eyes out for Nolan. Family's going to be out there in the boat searching. We're going to try and get some air assets up there. We know there's surface assets around. Coast Guard's been notified. Local police have been notified. Guys, please keep your eyes out. Look at the poster. Look at the pictures. Let's see what we can do. Let's find this young boy. His mother's worried sick.
Let's do what we do, guys. Love each and every one of you. Be safe. I hope you all still have 10 fingers and toes. Let's do work. Hey guys, good morning. Josh Gill, 5 July 2026. Really important. I know you guys are going to be out on the boat today. Enjoy your day. If you're going out towards Horn Island,
Let me see what this flyer say. It says last seen early on Saturday, July 4th around 3 p.m. Last seen wearing black shorts and sunglasses. Family is concerned he may not have come back out of the water. So that was one thing I wonder, why did they say that? He may have not come back out of the water. So what? Anyway, if you have seen Nolan or have any information, please call the number below. And again, this is Josh Gill.
To keep your eyes out for 18-year-old Nolan Wells. Black young man, about 6'1", 180 pounds, was last seen on that north end of Horn Island. Guys, he hasn't been found. Okay, he was last talking to a girl on that north end. He went out to Horn Island with some buddies yesterday out on a boat. He's not been heard from in close to 24 hours. So, guys, if you're out.
So somebody said if he went to the island with his friends, why did his friends leave without him? That's who I would talk to first, okay? The football coach is out there at Horn Island as well looking for him. And that's not the black football coach either, because it's a main coach. That black guy was like the assistant coach that came out on TMZ talking. So start pulling phone records of the friends to see what communication has been made between them since the incident. Exactly. I mean, I don't care. You was the last seen with somebody that didn't make it. And, you know, where's the boat and the guys he went with? Yeah, a lot of people got a lot to say. But we're going to let them keep talking on this other one.
Right, listen, the investigators are investigating. Cops are doing cop things. Lawyers are doing lawyer things. Anyway, yeah, that was sort of like the second part to come out of this story was the after story, and
Sure.
Hopefully people can kind of keep their powder dry. Listen, the investigators are investigating, cops are doing cop things, lawyers are doing lawyer things. United Cajun Navy's going back to doing Cajun Navy things, right? We have other ops going on. Josh is about to deploy to Venezuela to help with the earthquake relief. We have other ops coming up, so not that we're taking our eyes off the ball here with the Nolan Wells story, but it's in the hands of people that are used to and know what they're doing. So that's all we can ask people to do.
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing. There's some dirty, rotten sons of bitches out there who try and profiteer off of this.
Right.
And we've seen multiple GoFundMes that are so close. So the mother's best friend, and we talked about this with the mom, the mother's best friend made a GoFundMe, an official GoFundMe with her name, right? We helped with the narrative and everything. We told the mama that we would because they need help. They needed some help.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and speaking of that GoFundMe, we have the United Cajun Navy. We've posted it on our Facebook page. We have the actual company GoFundMe highlighted that fundraiser on their X account on X, and we retweeted that. So it's easy to find the right one. Make sure that it's the one that's sanctioned by the family, and that money will go to the family for legal expenses, funeral expenses.
But let me tell you
whatever
how sneaky these dirty, rotten suckers are. So they made one, used the same narrative, used the same pictures, but the name.
They changed the name,
by two letters.
Yeah.
Instead of Dennis, D-E-N, as a last name, D-E-N-I-S, they turned it to Davis, D-A-V-I-S.
And usually GoFundMe is good about sniffing those out if enough people complain about it and deleting them. But nevertheless, just look for the official one. So so this has really brought out the bad people. And you know what? We might, if y'all keep pissing us off, we might take all these accounts online that are obviously just trying to get clicks and likes and just make a montage of them and just put it out there for our, 800 plus thousand followers to say, hey, just go spend all day just reporting every post that these people make until Facebook finally takes them down.
I mean, you can't take somebody's post down just because you don't like what they doing, but if they doing fraudulent stuff like fake GoFundMes and all of that stuff, but if they point out the obvious, like why these people ain't locked up yet, why haven't they been questioned yet, what are their statements, even though I've since heard that they went and talked to the cops, right? But it wasn't that night, and it wasn't right after it happened either. So I mean, what's really going on? How much information did they get? You know, because it just seems like they was just so quick to want to say this is what it is and this is what upsets people. So then when people want to shut you down from stating the obvious, I'm looking at you sideways. Like, really?
What about the guy who called you a MF and hunky?
Did he say hunky or honky?
Like honk.
Like I thought he was saying I was hunky. I thought I was going to take it as a compliment. I mean, I don't swing that way. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but hunky.
So yeah, he called. I'm sure he was trying to make a slur about it. You a honky, but he misspelled it, called you a hunky. Right. So maybe he was trying to hit on you, dude. Maybe you have some fans out there in that land. And I'm 51. It's been a while since I've been officially hit on, so you know what I mean. I'll take it. Right on. I don't want to go to the party, but it's still nice to be invited. You know what I mean? All right. Enough of that, y'all. You've been watching
United Cajun Navy. Check them out. They have a YouTube page, that's where I'm on. But when he talked about all of the subscribers they had, I kind of looked around on his page and actually, Nolan's page got just 6,000 subscribers, 273 videos. They started this channel in 2022, and they were involved in the hurricanes and all of that. So the hurricanes 8 months ago is their most popular video with 229K views. And then they have another video with 130K views from 4 months ago. And their third most popular video is Nolan Wells. And then, look, 4 months ago, he was, so they were also involved in a Nancy Guthrie case. And that's when, what's his name? One of the guys, the one I was just talking, not Josh, but the other guy, I can't think his name right quick. But the other guy that was talking, he was on with Nancy Grace talking about missing persons or something. Wait, search for Nancy Guthrie. So they channel getting some traction now, but starting with Nancy Guthrie and the hurricane from 8 months ago, but that's just one video. So, I mean, shout out to people that's doing the right thing, searching for people, finding them. A lot of people ain't doing nothing to help the situation, but just know that your plight ain't somebody else's plight, and you just have to understand, like, what's going on, because it's not like it's the history of Mississippi. It's what is known for. We talked about the judge yesterday, too, and how he was he had them take the Confederate flag up out of the courtroom, and I believe that made him a target. Like they want to hold on to that stuff, man. That's not okay. And you got to be blind, stupid, and crazy not to see the injustices that's going on. Like, how do you not see it? Like, unless you just don't want to see it, and that means a whole lot of other stuff too. And so Ben Crump just posted, tomorrow I will join the family of Nolan Xavier Wells at the 117th NAACP National Convention to announce the preliminary findings of the independent autopsy conducted on their behalf. As this family continues to seek answers, we remain committed to pursuing the truth and demanding a full and transparent investigation into Nolan's death. So they're going to be sharing that information. I'm happy to hear that, because after seeing that they didn't share the information from other cases that Ben Crump worked on, fought for, one family didn't release it at all. Don't know why. No, the public never found out. And then a couple other ones was undetermined and didn't change the investigators' findings. So those are some of my concerns, that we gonna get it and it ain't gonna tell us a damn thing, because he kind of gave me that impression when he was saying they kind of need the other autopsy too, because this is a second look and it's you lose things every time you do it and all of this stuff. And we all want to know both autopsy findings need to be known. Exactly. I mean, but these are the tactics that I'm talking about. Like when you're working together in a world, it don't look like this, y'all. It does not look like this when you working together. So they want to hold on to theirs, and it's been done. This is why I said Ben Crump should have held this close to his chest, his vest, or whatever. Why would you tell people what you're doing before you do it? People get paid off. People change their mind. People get all kind of stuff. This is a race. Listen, it's something. It's something that need to be done. You know, and over here, because I know that it's a lot of I can't stand the grifting and all that. People should be able to raise money, make money. I didn't hear nobody saying nothing about the Metcalfs grifting or anything like that with the multiple GoFunds. Both parents had one, plus the father just started another one. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, these people talking, they deserve to get paid. Even though, I mean, the family, they probably had $1 million right now on the GoFund. Some people are saying that this is not real, period. But over here, I report cases as if they're real, even though sometimes I be looking sideways. I'm still gonna report it like it's real, because anything else would drive me crazy. I can't get into all that psyop stuff, get into all that what Ben Crump is doing, ain't doing, raising money, making money. I see action. Okay. And that's all I can say. I see action and movement. But if they wouldn't have got Ben Crump, you can bet your bottom dollar they will still be waiting. Because they wasn't talking to them. That's why they did that. Thank you, Shandy. I appreciate that. But yeah, we want to know everything, and I'm hoping that the truth comes out. I don't want to hear no undetermined crap, because it don't sound like it should be that type of situation. They found him rather quickly. He was barely in the water, sound like to me, right? It sound like he was on the dang on sand. Like these people thought they did something, but they didn't. He didn't do it to himself. And if it was any, he wasn't swimming over there. I mean, how are they going to explain this, man? And cleaning the boat. Now, I heard me and BFF was talking. It is important to clean the boat because of the salt water, and it rusts things and mess things up. So it's important to do that, but it can wait till the next morning. That ain't nothing that had to be done. But if you trying to get rid of DNA because it was a fight on the boat and somebody got pushed off, who knows? I mean, something happened. We not buying that he did it to himself at all. We ain't buying that he drowned and didn't nobody see nor hear nothing. Like, that's crazy. Make it make sense. So y'all, please smack the thumbs up for the people coming in. We got 444 people in the building and probably don't even have 100 thumbs up. So please smack the thumbs up. Now let me see, because I wanted to get into how the body should be like coming out of water. Let me see. Okay, so I wanted to know what was the weather exactly on the 4th of July. And I know when the guy was talking, he had said something, but I didn't catch everything he said. But based on verified weather and marine data available for Horn Island, Mississippi, conditions on Saturday, July 4th, 2026 were typical of a hot Gulf summer day with warm Gulf waters and generally favorable boating conditions. So the air weather, the morning, it was 78 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The afternoon high, it was about 91 and 92. The humidity was very high, around 75 to 90%. The wind generally south to southwest, around 8 to 15 miles per hour. The sky mostly sunny to partly cloudy. Rain, only a slight chance of an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. So the Gulf conditions, the water temperature approximately 85 to 87 degrees Fahrenheit. The wave height generally 1 to 2 feet, locally higher from boat wakes. Visibility good overall, though tidal currents could reduce visibility in some channels. And boating conditions considered generally favorable, and recreation boats, while still requiring caution because of summer heat and tidal currents. It goes on to say the tides were the normal of the Gulf Coast tidal changes throughout the day. Water levels rose and fell as expected, creating stronger currents in passes and around channels near Horn Island, which would be around that lagoon and all that stuff where he was near, and he did not get swept up. Why this matters in the Nolan Wells case. So the weather itself does not appear to have been unusual severe. There were no hurricanes or major storms affecting Horn Island on the 4th of July. However, the very warm Gulf water, mid 80s Fahrenheit, can accelerate physical changes after submersion. Strong tidal currents around Horn Island can move people or objects over time. So heat and humidity can contribute to dehydration and fatigue for someone spending hours outdoors. So, okay. Hold on. So, is it typical to remain in the same spot that you drowned in these type of conditions? Okay, so not necessarily. In fact, it is often not typical for a body to remain exactly where the drowning occurred, especially around the northwest tip of Horn Island, but it depends on the specific location and conditions. So then here's why. The currents, the northwest tip of Horn Island is influenced by the Gulf tides and current moving around the island. These currents can carry a submerged body away from where it entered the water. The wind, southwest or whatever. Hold on. So forensics and search and rescue teams generally expect that a body may be found anywhere from very close to the point of submersion to miles away depending on currents, tides, and winds, and water obstacles. Now, I heard him saying that the currents had started kind of getting up there. They end up leaving and coming back again, like when they was doing searches. So, and then depending on the current, tides, and wind, underwater obstacles, finding someone close to where they entered the water is possible, but it is not something investigators assume without supporting evidence. And we heard him say he was shocked that he was over there, like where he was found, right? So in Nolan's case, the publicly available information does not establish whether the location where his body was found was the same location where he entered the water. That remains a question investigators would evaluate using search data, tide currents. Well, that is the place that they said that he was found. He was last seen or something. Somebody did say that he was over that way, or either I know they had to go that way to leave. No, they said he was last seen over there in that area. So, and then they made the call for the tow in that same area. Because if you go back to the tow call, what did they say? We're broke down, we're taking in water, and we're at the northwest tip. Nolan then, right? Shouldn't they? Like, I mean, make it make sense that you called in and said you was at the same spot where his body was found. That's a good one, ain't it? And then they still ain't suspects. Nobody still don't see nothing suspicious with this. Please make it make sense. So that is what happened publicly, that they called on that phone talking to the dispatcher saying that they were at the northwest tip, and then they found him in the same spot. So yeah, that is verified. If that body doesn't have water in his lungs, he didn't drown. Exactly. But they can lie and make things up all they want. And the tow was canceled. Now, I heard somebody say that, but I didn't read that because I read it the first day, and it literally said that they were towed and they even mentioned the company that came and towed them. So I question that part. I really do. I'm not saying that it's not true, but that's not what I heard over here. So I'm a look more into that when I get off. But I heard that on a dispatch call from the authorities. It was if that body doesn't have water. Okay, I just read that. So that'll be interesting, Nurse Am. He was a professional football player. No, he wasn't, but he was definitely going there. He was fresh out of high school, is what he was. Basically. He graduated May of 2025, though. Time lemon, time up. What? What are we talking about? There's some women in the water right there. Exactly. It's women all in the water. Let me pull up that one video. I should have slowed it down more. It's a bunch of people in the water. And this was at 2:33. You know, if this
could
is him,
this be Nolan Wells? And if so, who is the female with him? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Could this be Nolan Wells? And if so, who is the female with him? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Today at 11:45, Nolan Wells investigation has a new development. And this development involves...
So yeah, it's people all around. It's a bunch of people out there. Like still at this time at 2:33, since they pulled the metadata and found out that that's exactly what time it was. So ain't nobody see nothing 30 minutes later or whatever. Who knows when this happened? I'm gonna say it happened at the same time everybody was leaving, because it's just that's just what's making sense to me. Let me see. And let me look at something else too, y'all. Give me 1 second. Because I wanted to go to Secret Service Sam, because he was talking about Ashley's father. Wait, Xavier, wait. Oh, they actually asked for the dogs. Hold on, let's see what he's saying. He said Nolan Xavier Wells' dogs were refused to search boat.
Saying that the Cajun here, and it is coming out saying that the Cajun Navy asked if dogs could search the boat that I guess Nolan was allegedly on, and that they denied having dogs search their boat. Now, if there was no foul play, if there was nothing that happened, why would they refuse dogs to go on the boat to obviously smell for wrongdoing? What? This is just new information, so I need to check and verify this. But there is a lot of suspicion. I saw Officer Tatum went down to that funeral and is calling Ben Crump and Al Sharpton a disgrace and saying that he's got information that'll prove these boys innocent, that everybody's making it about race.
Man, if Tatum don't sit his... Man, listen, what? I thought I seen this dude walking around somewhere. What? He did that? Wow.
But Officer Tatum is the true disgrace in this. But again, these boys refuse to let dogs on the boat, and we need to know why. If there was nothing wrong, why would you have a problem with somebody searching the boat, doing whatever they need to find out that there was no foul play? Let me know what you guys think. Secrets.
Yet again, some more shady activity. Do y'all hear this? This is breaking news or fresh news, but that's crazy, man. But these boys, now this was 47 minutes ago that he posted it. But these boys, they regretful and this, that, and the third. They worried about their friend and they feeling bad. They didn't just make him get on the boat. No, they didn't give a damn, okay? They did not care. Oh, okay. So I see it right now, Nurse Am. It says Nolan Xavier Wells sea tow did not tow the boat. Hold on.
Xavier Wells update. Now, as reported by lots of outlets, but Nicole, everything, make sure you're following. Also, Kimbra, make sure you're following her. Tito made a statement.
Wait, let me read this statement. It says, well, it looks like Cito says they never even went out there to tow Nolan's group off the water. What? Thank you, Nurse Am. And then it says Cito's statement. Before assistance was rendered, the vessel owner advised that Cito was no longer needed because help had already been obtained. Cito's involvement concluded at that point. What? Why it take them this long to come out and say this? Or wait, let's hear it. That's wild, because that's the name of the tow place that I read. So you mean to tell me? So see, now I was literally, me and BFF was talking about this too, because I was literally like, they could know these people. You know what I'm saying? Because they're well connected. They got boats. They rich, living in $1 million homes, and know people that do. Maybe they knew somebody up the road that they had do all of that and this, that, and the third. But now these people have come out and said no? Okay, let's listen.
Assistance was rendered. The vessel owner advised that Cito was no longer needed because help had already been obtained. Cito's involvement concluded at that point. Now, some people are saying, was there another tow company? But I would say they would have come forward or been questioned already. And we need GPS for the other boats that help them, right? We're seeing video that TMZ just released, which we've all been seeing, that second video that could be Nolan on the boat. The boat name looked like it was either Little Daddy, Mac Daddy, Big Daddy.
Why you hating? Another boat told them that's old news. Well, it's new news over here. Okay, and he just posted this, and I just read this in the transcripts that it was or heard this on the dispatch that Cito told them. So somebody lying. When did they clear up this lie? And who told them? Was it the other group of friends that were with them that told them? Like, I mean, I'd love to know that. But then they ended up back in the water. Maybe that's the confusing part. It's a lot of shade going on.
We're not sure. It also allegedly looks like that could be Katie's dad on the boat. Katie McCormick's dad. We don't know about that either. There's a story of a cousin not being around, but this could lead, if he was on Katie's dad's boat, to, Mississippi and, hooking up with his daughter, and maybe something went awry. Allegedly, we're not sure of this. Now, here's something I find also very interesting. I had a man who was a member of the fire department marine rescue team, and he said that when he had to go retrieve a body in the water, that they had to get it into a body bag before lifting him on the boat out of concern that the skin would not stay intact. He said this particular person had been in the water for 24 hours. Now, we know Nolan allegedly was in the water for around 48 plus hours, and they said there was no damage or bloating to the body. This man says if Nolan's body did not show signs of being in the water very long, the math is not mathing. Okay. I couldn't agree more. What do you guys think about this? I'll be on Nancy Grace actually tomorrow morning talking about this case. Please make sure you check me out.
Oh, Nancy gonna rip him a new one, because Nancy clearly ain't on Nolan's side of this. So that's gonna be interesting.
We're all staying on top of this. I want to give a shout out to all the amazing independent journalists who single-handedly are keeping this case in the news. And I send my thoughts and prayers and light and love out to the Wells family.
Okay, like that's good information. That is information I did not know until Nurse Am came over, and I think it might have been another person that said it too. I'm just like, nah, that ain't what I read, But that call was made as an alibi, locked them all up. That's literally what I said when I was reading this stuff. I'm like, this could all be a lie, and they just creating an alibi, man. And it's looking like that, but people had already said out the gate, they was like, nah, this ain't right. They said that literally his body was taken back out there. Oh, let's see what he's saying about the pilot, because he's talking about the guy we was just listening to. Let's see.
Plane, and he was Secret Service Sam here with a Nolan Wells update. Sorry, skin cancer. Anywho, make sure you wear your sunscreen, kids. TMZ just interviewed a man who was up in a plane, and he was one of the people who spotted Nolan on Horns Island.
Brian Trasher.
He said he saw the body at the shoreline, laying face down on the sand. He said he could see no visible injuries. From that height, it matched the area, it matched his blue swim trunks. Now, mind you, he's 450 feet in the air, so it's not a good ground view that he had. But he did say normally when a body has been floating, there is some bloating, and he didn't notice any bloating. He says that he was not in the water long and that the water was a high temp. He had a low body mass, so let's hear that again. He was not in the water long. Now, what does this mean? I mean, if they found him on the 6th, that means they said usually somebody will pop up after 4 days. He popped up about 2 days, but he wasn't in the water long is what he's saying. So that, again, could lead to the theory that he was placed there, allegedly.
And people were saying he could have been put in another boat while they was doing this, that, and the third. They did go to, Fort Bayou or something? I mean, it was more than one boat. So did one boat go home and the other one came back out there, or just turned back around, like right at that spot? Who knows? Something real tricky happened that day, though.
He said the body was not disproportionate to how it should look. And he said, keep in mind, he's going about 90 knots in the air. So he does not have an ideal vantage point. So this isn't somebody who was on the ground and saw him directly. But I think what's most interesting about this testimony is that it didn't seem like Nolan had been in the water very long, which leads us, like I said,
to what the whole thing that they said. Shout out to I Am J Rose. Welcome in. The guys talking has not said one thing true about the pilot. The pilot never said he wasn't in the water long. He said that normally around 2 days is when the body will start to surface. Well, I can't tell you what he said word for sure. Shout out to Nurse Ann for sending the flower $30 jewels, or 30 jewels. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate it. What does the number of people have to do with the fact that he was unalived? How many crowds of people have there been, and people are, man, come on. Make some sense, please. Make a little bit of sense when you talking in my chat, because that sounds stupid.
Maybe believe that possible theory that somebody brought him back to the island. Secret Service Sam out, Samson for president of the world. Secret Service Sam here with a Nolan Xavier.
Yeah, I can't make it make sense to you if you don't have common sense. That's for sure. Okay, so this is the part about Katie's. Oh, it was Katie's cousin is on the run. But wait, hold on. Let's listen at this one.
Nick's cousin is on the run. Now, there's videos going around where people have allegedly with Sam here, and people are saying, I don't know if there's an internet rumor or if there's any truth to this, but people are saying that Katie McCormick's cousin is on the run. Now, there's videos going around where people have allegedly seen in one of the videos where they think you can see Nolan on the back of a boat that appears to say Lil Daddy or Big.
Okay, and that is what we was just talking about. Let me pull that back up. And shout out to everybody in the building. Please get the thumbs up. It's 510 people in the building. So if you haven't got a chance to smack that thumbs up, you might be just entering the building. Please make sure you do by double tapping the screen, or hitting the 3 dots upper right, or just hitting the thumbs up if you're on the landscape screen. Today at 11:45, Nolan Wells investigation. I should have put this in here with no sound. Let me go back to... Okay, so that's the picture he talking about.
Daddy or Mac Daddy, we're not sure. We're also not sure if this is allegedly Katie's dad on that boat. But people are now saying that her cousin is on the run. Can anybody validate this reporting? I just wanted to let
Now, when he did that, he showed a picture of the dad in full uniform and all that. I just didn't put the guy up here because I don't know who he is. I mean, I'm assuming that's her dad, but I ain't want to put her dad up here.
Guys know.
I didn't even put her
again,
up here.
In a lot of what we do, it's hard to find the truth, but I think it's like a pinball. If you knock it around a little bit, you might hit the right point. You know, it's like.
And that's true, and that's what Ben Crump was doing. He was like telling people, "Oh, it's saying, give me my effing phone back." Blase skip a. That made Trayston come out and say what was really going on allegedly. That's what brought him out. People talking. I feel like that's what they was doing. Bring them out, and that reward definitely should bring out some more people. But then again, we're talking about rich kids, so I don't know. Somebody knows something though. Come on and get that money.
Any investigation, they might go after a lead, and that lead might lead to nothing. But if in fact her cousin is on the run, and if the internet's loose, if you guys can help me find any more information on that, then that's definitely highly suspect.
Well, it makes sense to me that his phone would have been in the boat because he had got in the water allegedly. And that's why the mother's saying, I'm not sure if he made it out the water. He didn't. Wherever he had his phone at, he didn't come back out the water, because if he was out that water, he definitely would have had his phone. According to his parents, he's the picture man. He's the cameraman. Always got it in somebody's face. But as far as his keys, I wouldn't have took my keys out there on the boat either, because his car wasn't there. He had spent the night with his friend on the 3rd, and his car and his car and his keys was over at his house. And when I was listening to the dispatch calls, they talked about an apartment and they talked about a residence. So I'm not sure if one of the friends one of them lived at an apartment, and I don't know if that's where his car or the keys was at, but that's why the keys and stuff was there. But the father mentioned his wallet, and they didn't never say if they found his wallet or not. So I'm wondering if he did, and I'm wondering if he did. I agree. The canceling of the tow service is the dead giveaway of guilt. Man, every action that they did that we know so far is guilty. And then to find out they didn't allow the dogs on their thing to search it shouldn't have been up to them. Like, that should have happened the day of, man, just to rule things out, you know? And I'm still trying to figure out the Coast Guard call that he said he called the friend Warren or the op. They said they didn't get a call, and then they turned around and said, "Oh, we did get a call, but it didn't require us to go out and search." Somebody need to make that make sense to me.
Seeing as she was the last one to be with him, knowing this is Mississippi, and Sam here, and people are saying, I don't know if there's an internet rumor or if there's any truth to this, but people are saying that Katie McCormick's cousin is on the run. Now, there's videos going around where people have allegedly seen...
and who is her cousin, too? And why is her cousin on the run? See, I want to know who this female is out here in the water would allegedly maybe Nolan, you know, because whoever this female was, and if it was 233, it could have had something to do with her. You know, who knows? Like, it sounded like it was a lot of drunk, angry people out there that day.
One of the videos where they think you can see Nolan on the back of a boat that appears to say Lil Daddy or Big Daddy or Mac Daddy. We're not sure. We're also not sure if this is allegedly Katie's dad on that boat. But people are now saying that her cousin is on the run. Can anybody validate this reporting? I just wanted to let you guys know. Again, in a lot of what we do,
the thumbs up ain't moved yet, so can y'all please smack the thumbs up? On a vertical stream, I see 377 people with 162 thumbs up. Can we get 377 thumbs up? And then let me go over on the landscape. Let me see what we got there. And what? Really? Wait, we got 194 people in the landscape. Shout out to y'all over here. Shout out to Jazzy for sending the 10 jewels 4 times. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate your support. Thank you for helping me get closer to my goal. And shout out to everybody over here. Why sing my day pushing it to the... Well, I don't know what you're saying there. Bridget Katz, they didn't go to the funeral. What is wrong with you? Man, let me help you out, Bridget. You and your cats can get the hell up out my chat. How's that? Bridget Katz. Ignorant. I'm glad I looked over there. Like, what? Another boat captain helped them. There was more than one boat. Yep, it sure was. It was a group of them out there on the boats. And y'all please get the likes up over there. We have 192 watching with only 71 thumbs up. Can y'all please get me to 192 likes over there? And y'all pretty quiet over here. Bridget over here talking all that mess I see. But yeah, another captain helped them. Who was that captain? And why are we just now hearing about that? How about this though? What's y'all opinion on the fact that Nolan's mama is Asian, Filipino, and we don't know the race of his biological father or his name? I have one name and he looked white, black, mixed or whatever. I don't really care about that, but I had talked about that already because I said that Nolan's last name is not Wansley. So I figured that either she gave him her maiden name because she wasn't married yet, or he got a different father that she wasn't married to. So, because I know that Christine's father's last name is Wells, and so that is her maiden name. I don't know about that, and I really don't care. I really don't. But it was just shocking to me when I discovered it, because I was live when I said it, and I'm like, wait, what? Because I'm like, I'm noticing that she's using Wells and Walmsley, and I'm wondering why. But I see she wanted to use Wells because that's her son's name to link her to him. And shout out to Mr. Boston. Salute to you. How you doing, fam? I am doing... Oh, thank you. Said I'm doing a great job. I definitely appreciate that. Schnickers. Hold on. A jealous boy drowned Nolan and then pretended that he didn't know where he was, but Katie should be suspect too. Exactly. Everybody's suspect. Like, Katie couldn't even ride on the boat she came in. That's what tell me that they had a problem with Katie. And the fact that Nolan is no longer here, they had a problem with Nolan too. This picture is actually a video, and I actually did this picture. So this is the pit. I mean, I ran it through AI, right? But it didn't change nothing. So this is the picture. The picture in the middle is a screenshot that I did. The whole thing is a screenshot that I did, and I just enhanced it a little bit. But it's not AI, it's enhanced. And so this is real. I mean, I got the video. Let me pull up the video. Maybe you just got here. Let's see. Wait, I'm in the wrong spot. Hold on. I should have just put this video in with no sound, but... So this is the video that I grabbed the screenshots from.
Could this be Nolan Wells? Could this be Nolan Wells?
The picture of the guy and the girl in the water is what I screenshot from this video. The one of Nolan on the boat, I had it from a video from somewhere else. But yeah, it's a video. It's literally a video.
Could this be Nolan Wells? And if so, who is the female with him? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Could this be Nolan Wells? And if so, who is the female with him? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Could this be Nolan?
Yeah, so that and then I just magnified it to make it closer. But that is actually what you can see. And so it's solving things. The person that was recording, it went by really fast. And I think I have the one of him on the boat too in video, but I just didn't have time to edit it and all that stuff before I came on here. I knew if anybody that zoom in is you, sis. I remember you from JVon K. Shout out to you. Yes, ma'am, Karen Jackson. I remember you too. And yeah, that is the case, baby. I was zooming in on everything and we was able to see a lot. And so it's really amazing how far back it actually is. And I was able to make it look like this without changing stuff like that. You know, as far as the guy bending over, like, let me see if I got the original pic of him bending over, and I don't have it in here. But yeah, this is it. This is it. This the real deal, Holyfield, man. Somebody got some answers to do. Okay. Shout out to Karen Jackson for the 350 jewels, the finger heart. Thank you so much, fam. And let's see. Oh, let him finish.
It's hard to find the truth, but I think it's like a pinball. If you knock it around a little bit, you might hit the right point. You know, it's like any investigation, they might go after a lead, and that lead might lead to nothing. But if, in fact, her cousin is on the run, and if the internet's loose, if you guys can help me find any more information on that, then that's definitely highly suspect, seeing as she was the last one to be with him, knowing this is Mississippi, and a white woman with a black man. Certainly it's not the first time that has caused trouble. As we know, Emmett Till just simply alleged to whistle at a woman, which
I tell you what, Donna, that ain't gonna get me to answer your damn question. Now I'm not even looking for your question. What is wrong with these people? Want some jewels? Answer my damn question. Bitch, get out my chat. Like, you really pissing me off with that. Hold on.
to prove that he didn't, and that terrible woman, Carolyn Bryant, who got to pass without any consequences. I would love to take a doogie on her grave. Sorry for the, sorry for getting so deep on it, but so deep put her ass to sleep.
Thank you, guys think about this? I didn't even have time to get over there, man. Have you lost your freaking mind? Like, what? Man, people ignorant as hell. Now your question can't even be seen. You irrelevant anyway. Get out of here. Don't ever come back. The hell? Woo. Hold on, because it was something. Okay, so let's talk about the medical examiner, because that's somebody that I have not talked about over here. Shout out to Nurse Ann for becoming a private eye. Drop them good members emojis, fam. Just hit the face and drop them. Hit the face and then it'll take you straight to the special emojis. Let me show you. We have a lot of them. I be wanting to see them in the chat. So shout out to you for becoming a private eye. Hold on. And shout out to everybody that dropped the jewels today.
Shout out to you. Let's go. Shout out to you.
Okay. Let's freaking go. Thank y'all. Okay, so 2 days ago, he talked about Stacy Turner, who's the medical examiner, and I just wanted to go over this because I haven't mentioned her over here. But I heard about her, though.
Here for Nolan Xavier Wells, and Stacy Turner is the medical examiner in Mississippi, and here's the reason we can't trust her. Because allegedly, she is famous for ruling things accidental, like Terrence Reed, the kid who was found unalived in a park hanging, you know what I mean? Yep. He unalived himself, of course, which the family does not believe this. There's also another kid, and then
that's the one I was talking about. I think Ben Crump handled him too. Trey Reed, yeah.
Wilson, a young man who she mishandled this autopsy as well, who was pushed into water by some racist friends. He drowned. She ruled it, shocker, accidental. She is famous for doing this. So that is why they had to get an independent autopsy, allegedly. Because you have to see, that is why this is all about race. Because from the medical examiner, from the sheriffs, from the lawyers, from the DAs.
For the people that don't know, that's considered systematic racism.
The Governor Tate Reeves.
Yeah.
Did you see that he did blackface in college? Like, they're all part of this. And that's why we need justice for all these people. Thank you for this attention to this situation. Secret Service Samson for president.
Listen, man, you can't ignore facts, okay? You cannot ignore cases that they've worked on, things that you can look up, things you can go back to and see what they did and how it was handled. I mean, how do you get mad at somebody for telling the freaking truth? Shout out to Karen Jackson. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate the love, the compliment. And shout out to Purple Paradox for sending the 10 floating hearts. Thank you so much. Good to see you in here too. And yeah, y'all. So that is that on that. Shout out to Dr. Doc in the building. How you doing? Shout out to Tay Cruz. Said who this? You don't know who channel you on? Shout out to what if Katie's cousin was drunk and drove the boat without permission and hit Nolan? What? Then I would think somebody would have seen that. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not even looking at other people besides the people that he was with because of their behavior. Like, everything that they did was shady. Like, if we didn't have that to look at, then maybe people wouldn't be saying what they saying. But now, during this live stream, shout out to Nurse Am again for finding out that they didn't even get told. The toll company has come out and say they never told them. What? Like, okay, I'm not giving them no passes. None. Because they need to be investigated. But we see what's really happening. And it's not okay. Not okay at all. So let me see what y'all saying. We gonna get up out of here. Let me see. Nolan's life mattered. Exactly. BFF said, thank you all for your support. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all so much. And also, let me see. Purple Paradox said, good afternoon. Let me see. I'm going up. BFF laughing. They suspect no foul play. That's why no arrest yet. Yeah, well, guess what? It is foul play, and they full of it. Come on now. I mean, are you not? It amazes me that some of the people that have the harshest things to say don't even know the details of the case. Just want to be against it just because. Let me go with this because this is my people. And we don't care what y'all got going on. Like, man, come on. Y'all got to do better. You got to do better. Because ain't nothing cute about it. And it ain't no secret. Everybody see what's going on. Like, what? A lot is not right, D. Bless. Absolutely. And then let me go back up. Because, I mean, I just happen to... I wish that when people get blocked, that it would just literally block their name from being seen by me. So the fallout between Tashima and Christine is coming, sadly. Oh man, I could see that happening. I definitely could see it happening. But I know by now she's seen that nudge that she gave to Jalen when when they were on what was they on, Lower Coats. So I wonder, what does she think about that? Tashima will get that money when she make Javon tell the truth. Wait a minute. So why you thinking Tashima is trying to get the money? After you called us stupid. When did I call us stupid? Like, I mean, get out of here. I don't know if you still here. But people just be making up stuff. So if I did call somebody stupid, which I don't remember, but maybe I did, because that was that person. I mean, unless you attached at the hip and y'all got one damn brain, I wasn't talking to you. Make it make sense, please. But anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done today. And arguing with idiots ain't one of them. So you can mark that down too. Stupid idiot. Okay, I'm going to call you both. But anyway, yeah, God bless you too, Curtis. Thank you. We need nice people in here. Justice for Nolan. The government did blackface. What a bunch of devils. Will not forget their judgment. Yeah, that's crazy. And he's the governor. Like, things that you do in college don't go away. And listen, that's why I'm saying it's time for me to get off of here. People is testing me, and these kind of cases already have me irritated. You know what I mean? Because we shouldn't still be here in 2026. But we see that the world is going backwards at 100 and 200 miles an hour. Just because it's a reward and Javon knows the truth. That's all. Oh, okay. Now that's crazy. Come on, boy, talk so your mama can get this money. I love to hear you talk, sis. Thank you, Karen. Hey, Miss V Moss in chat. Shout out to Ray from PA. How you doing, fam? But yes, Dr. Doc said 100. Let me see if anybody shared me on this stream while I'm still here, kind of just talking. But let's see if I got any shares. If you do want to share me out, just hit the share button, go to create post, and then at MTGV Crime Podcast, and it'll show up on your YouTube channel. And also, I'll be able to see it if you add my name, but if you don't do that, then I won't see it necessarily. So let's see. Nobody shared me today. BFF, you got to share me or something. So shout out to the people that shared me yesterday, though. Shout out to Rob, because I forgot to mention it. And we were live yesterday. So if you didn't check out that live stream, please make sure you do. Shout out to Rob Allbanks for sharing me out yesterday. Shout out to Kicking It with the Rooks for sharing me out. Shout out to Most Hated Bronze for sharing me out yesterday. Shout out to Terry Dow for sharing me out yesterday. And those are the shares that I got yesterday. So thank y'all so much for your support of the content. When I tell you, it don't have to be money. Thumbs up, sharing it out, commenting, engaging, all of that stuff is important. And shout out to Dr. Doc for sharing me out 38 seconds ago. Thank you so much, fam. I definitely appreciate that. And I appreciate all of y'all in the chat. So we still got 393 in the building. Let me see how many thumbs up we have. And I see that we have 12. We reached 12 jewels today. And thank you to everybody that contributed to that. Nurse Ann became a member today. Shout out to her. And shout out to everybody listening in, but only if you hit the like button. Like, don't be in the bushes hating, because if you're not hitting the like button, you're a hater. Like, because there's no reason, unless you forgot. But as many times as I've reminded people to hit the like button, I don't think nobody in here forgot. Although I do know a lot of people is pouring in here, in and out. So thank y'all. Right now on the vertical stream, we at 228 people watching and 193 thumbs up. Can we please get 228? I definitely do appreciate the 193, but can we get 228? Thank you for the info. Y'all bless you. Bless you too, Snickers. Thank you all for the gifts. Yes, yes. Can you see it? Can I see what? Oh, shout out to Well Connected for sending the eagle. Thank you so much, fam. I'm looking a different way now. But that's going to be interesting to see what happened with this reward. Do y'all think this reward is going to bring them out? Do you think people might actually tell? Somebody said, I'm emotionally exhausted for all the clickbait. Please find an answer for his parents. An innocent young teenager, life was taken or lost because he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Jesus Christ, people need to quit trying to make an issue out of nothing. Okay? And Schnicker said, this generation is always in the streets partying, drinking, and these party boys and party girls are always hooking up with each other, and jealousy runs deep. Exactly. Exactly, because it definitely sounded like it was over a girl, since that's what they said Nolan wanted to stay for. Oh, you wanna hit on my girl? You wanna hit on her here? How about you stay here? Stay here with her. And maybe she was there for a minute before her ride came. I don't know. But everybody need to talk or be locked up. Something really not right. He wasn't the only black guy there too. Right, he wasn't. I mean, it was a couple mixed friends out there. It was a sprinkle of folks out there, but he was the only one with the group that he came with. Let's remember, this is who they are saying that he was on the boat with, and they're very vague about anything else, like who rode on the boat with the other group, how many was together. Now the guy Tristan with the black shirt, FJ Biden, Joe Biden, he is the one that was in the altercation that everybody had to hold back, who allegedly was about his girlfriend. I mean, it's just kind of feeling like, well, dang, did he have a problem with Nolan? Like, how can this be a freaking coinky dink? And then a lot of these guys standing here was on the boat with him. You see this guy here with the long hair. This guy here, I think this is Jax right here to my left. I do believe that this is Jax. And this guy's name is Eric. And it might be some other ones, but these two are the ones that actually stand out to be the most. Very recognizable to me. And then this is the picture that's in question about the pool party. I just wanted to bring these back up, where they're saying that this this happened in June, but this man literally got USA shaved in his chest. So it could have been the 4th of July pool party that everybody talking about, but I don't know. But that's highly suspicious, okay? And then, in case y'all forgot, these are the guys that he was said to be with, right? So these are the guys that we need answers, okay? We need answers. I still want to know what's in Nolan's hand. What is he holding? It ain't a phone, that's for sure. But I mean, I can't help but notice the guys touching his inner thigh. That's like, to me, that's just real personal. Like, I don't have nothing on my legs and you all up in my inner thigh like that. It just don't look right to me. I mean, maybe I'm tripping, but the things that I highlighted is things that, I'm kind of looking at. So I don't know. Initially I thought, well, could it have been a man that was upset? Wait, you did your goal is complete. Shout out to Dr. Doc. I did not even see this. Like, I happened to just look when you dropped the coin. And so we got 30 jewels over on the vertical stream. Shout out to everybody that helped me reach my goal today. It's a can in his hand. Nah. No, that ain't no can. Unless he crushed the can. Or maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. And we just seeing the top of the can. Okay. You're right. You're right, because it kind of looked like something bought up, but I can see that that's a can, because I know that he had a can in his hand in one of the other pictures too. And his mother didn't deny that drinking was going on, so she must know that he drink a little bit. But at 19, like, they shouldn't be drinking nothing. They should not. No, they shouldn't. Yes, they definitely rock. Thank y'all so much. Let me give a big shout out to everybody. Let's see, we're gonna play this one. Let's go, sleuths. That's what I'm talking about. Thank y'all. Yes, hit no celebrations. That's probably BFF. Yeah, another way to support the channel is hit that heart and then just go crazy on them emojis. I don't know if y'all can see me, but I'm going crazy on them, just trying to demonstrate. Hit them. That's engagement as well. Thank you, Dr. Doc. He said much love. And could it be a vape? I think it's a can. Yep, I think it's a can. And it says, thanks for participation. Just achieved the goal. Who making stuff up? Shout out to I Am Rose for the laughing disco. I wish I would have seen these. Oh, Dr. Doc sent the chili, the star, and the 100. Shout out to Dr. Doc. Oh, shoot. Dr. Doc was sending a bunch of them. Okay. So is that how I made it? Well, no, everybody was helping, but Dr. Doc helped me get there. In the crutch, in the end. Shout out to Dr. Doc. And let me see if anybody else shared me again. And then we're going to get up out of here. The next live stream is going to pop up after this live stream. And so we are at 207 likes on the vertical stream. So I definitely appreciate y'all. I would like to have more, but we'll take it. Okay. And what are they talking about? Already messing with my video. I'm trying to figure this one out. So we have 161 watching on the other stream with only 92 thumbs up. Can y'all hit the like button over there, please? Yup, you rock, Miss V. Okay, look, he over here now. Shout out to Dr. Doc. He had a moonlight drink in his hand. Oh, is that what it's called? Who took the picture? The mother didn't never say who took the picture, but it's making me wonder if it was Katie. But she said it was a female that took the picture, that called her, and that actually sent the picture to her because she had the wrong clothes on. So MTGV not matching. Picture of Nolan on the boat, the one holding a beverage. Look at the length of his shorts compared to the new video of some man bending over on Katie's boat. On maybe Katie's boat. Yeah, I didn't compare that at all, but he's sitting down, and I don't think it was two black men out there with the same haircut, the same color shorts, and the same body build. I really don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in coinky things, but let me put a picture back up. But you can't go by color because the color is going to be off just from, editing and all that. They blue shorts. I don't know. I think it matched very well. The way that man is built. Hold on. Let's see. I wish I maybe could do. I can do a side. Yeah, that's the same, man. That is the freaking same for real. Like what? Let's pull it back up. It's too close not to be the same, in my opinion. It's just too close. We ain't buying that it ain't him. We think it's him. Now, the one out in the water, I don't know, but I think it is too. Like, everybody ain't walking around with that same hairdo and blue shorts. Like, make it make sense. But holding a beverage, look at the length of the shorts compared to the new video of some man bending over. I think it's about the same length. Because he's sitting on, what do y'all think? He's sitting on this picture, which will raise the shorts a little bit, but it looked like it's hitting him right where, because when he bending over, it's going to make him a little bit shorter too, right? I say it's him. What y'all say? But on that video of him bending over, did you notice everyone looking at him? No, I'm going to have to look at the original picture and see what I can see. Because literally when I took these, it was before I went live and I didn't study it. It's like I was in the comments just screenshotting stuff like, wait, that might be important. That might be important. And the video that I actually showed, I wasn't going to even record it because I didn't know what I was looking at. But I was like, this might be important. And so I really should have reported on this yesterday because that's when I had it. But I didn't. And so I had seen it already. Actually, I think it was the night before. Because I be looking at stuff in my sleep, okay? And I really think it might have been the night before. But we're going to get into this information on the next live stream because we definitely not going to get there today. So I just wanted to do those updates. And then I was going to check my mentions again just to see. I don't want to leave nobody out. And Dr. Doc was the last one to share me out. So, okay, y'all, we're going to get up out of here. I'll see y'all in the next stream. And when this one ends, another one is going to pop up. If y'all could hit notifications on that live stream. And so you'll be notified when we do go live. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all to everybody. And he with one of his friends, not all in the standing picture. Yeah, it was several boats out there, so it was a bunch of them. And I didn't even know that until I read the article with Trayston, where he was talking about it was multiple boats and people from high school or whatever. So, yeah, it's a lot of people they need to be talking to because a lot of people seen what happened. And Nolan deserved justice. And I guess it is pretty cool for an update to come up on the same day as his services, or yet the day after his services. So it's good that this information is coming out. So anyway, y'all, we're gonna get up out of here. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. And share this out. Let more people know about our channel over here. We got it going on. If you appreciate the content, definitely share it out.
Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up.
And as far as the people that think they slick,
you big dummy, you big dummy, you big dummy, you big dummy, you big dummy.
Because they made a lot of moves out there that should definitely get them caught up. So we want to see them all in bracelets.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up.
And for the people that was coming for me in my comments,
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And don't.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit. I don't want nobody.
Not at all, because we stand on business over here.
I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop me in your hood, I stand on business. I've been stand on business. I stand on business. You drop me somewhere.
But shout out to the civilized, beautiful people in the chat, all the subscribers, moderators, members, and bushwatchers. Shout out to y'all. Please, for the final time, drop down and smack that like button and tune in to us tomorrow. So anyway, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral.
Ooh.
It's no one black girl up here.
Make this go viral. Make this go higher. Higher.
What I said. Peace and love, y'all. We out.